And also, the call is quite nice. You know, actually just good against every hero. But,
All right, we're going to talk about every game Axe has picked. Call, good.
Call, good, yes. Mini RP on 10-second cooldown.
Yeah. Good ability. Ice Frog, yay.
Oh, a Spirit Breaker game.
Oh, my
This
lord.
should be quite exciting. This hero always delivers in the excitement factor.
It does, that's true. But the problem I have with Spirit Breaker, well, I don't have it personally, but I think the problem most Spirit Breakers have is that later on down the road, how effective is he going to be in the game? Does he bring enough of a presence? Will he have like an Urn or a BKB or something to provide any extra damage with? Yes, he's going to probably get a ton of kills or at least assists. I hope so early on in the game for 4ASC. Otherwise, this game could get out of control. And NiP, the 4th pick Lycan, and went to Value Town. Oh man, big lots for this Lycan pick, I'll tell you what.
It's sort of, I mean, we always talk about how it's somewhat similar to the Dro, not quite the same effect. The Howl does help during the laning phase. Obviously not as good as having the constant Dro aura, but, you know, a similar effect at times. You know, definitely a value pick at that 4th position. Definitely good on the dire side with the Vengeful Spirit. Gonna be very easy to get the Roshan. And once he gets the Vlad's most likely gonna leave the lane, let one of these supports get that experience. So I like this pickup a lot.
Solid choice. I mean, we'll see where they want to lane him. Mother probably playing the Viper this time around. They could switch it up though. Safe lane Lycan, it's more mid lane Lycan, I think. But you can do either, I guess, but it depends. I never really understood the advantages of one over the other. Safe lane Lycan, you're going to get more CS, but I guess mid Lycan you get more experience and you can get root control as well. Yeah.
And, you know, I think Naga is actually quite good against Lycan, though. You can just ensnare him during the team fight. If he pops the BKB, you can just sleep, so.
And the Bane as well. They're really going all out. They want to make sure he gets shut down. Phoenix Script's got to do a nice job of that.
Yeah, Bane is also
seen this hero a lot.
I actually like Bane with Wisp in particular. You can smoke yourself or try to get a gank going. You can either start it off with the Nightmare or the Fiend Script and then just have a simple relocate gank. Definitely when you pick a Wisp lineup, it's really nice to have these heroes that help you set up relocate ganks, and they have 2 of them right now, the Spirit Breaker and the Bane. You can just charge someone into relocate, grip someone into relocate. I like the draft coming out from 4ASC so far.
I think you're exactly right. It's not just the Bane who might have trouble closing the gap. Spirit Breaker, that's pretty much all he does is close the gap. That's literally his entire job. If he can't close the gap, then, well, he's got some issues. And with the Spirit Breaker followed up by a Bane, I'm sure they'll have enough lockdown to be able to secure a lot of these kills, Lycan included. You know, they will have Viper. He'll have Corrosive Skids. He'll have some sort of magical resistance going his way. It might be tough to bring him down. Same could be said for the Axe, but as long as they deal with this Lycan, they should be in an okay position. And 4ASC, again, this time they're the ones that have to survive for... Well, actually, they had to survive in the first game as well, but Ninjas and Pyjamas, they can maybe take them down, take down the towers, and do the same thing they did in that first game, albeit a bit differently with a Lycan instead of the Dro.
Yep. And what are they going to ban? So it looks like it's going to be the safe lane hero probably for 4ASC. Unless they want to put the Naga in the safe lane, maybe they'll ban another Wisp hero. So it's going to be a Zeus ban. Kind of interesting. I guess it would be sort of aiding in their pseudo global with the Spirit Breaker as well as the relocate. So it's a respectable ban.
Right. So wait, what do they need here for 4ASC? I'm sorry, I'm not sure if you said that already. But...
safe laner.
Yeah, okay.
Or a mid hero, because they can still safe lane Naga, but it's less common.
And you're going to have a Bane along the ride with that safe laner.
Yeah.
What do you think? You could maybe put a Puck there, but I don't know. You kind of want to keep him alone for the most part. And Puck wouldn't be a terrible idea, I don't think. What other options are there? I
don't know. They're pretty much free to pick whatever they want, to be perfectly honest.
That's the problem. There's so much to choose from here. You know, NiP, they have a need for a support currently. They already have Viper, Axe, Lycan. So
I'm just hoping that 4ASC don't get too greedy like they did in the first draft, picking up 2 really cores that need a lot of space. Like they picked Terrorblade and Shadow Fiend. I'm just hoping that they pick something that gets more involved earlier. Maybe something like a THD
Yes.
You know, Potom even, something like this.
Potom could work, yeah.
Although Potom's not so good against Lycan because the wolves can just block the arrow.
True. No. Tusk, last pick for NiP, and this is the patch of Tusk, man. Tusk in line, they're starting to get into it. Well, Axe more so than anybody else, but I mean, we've seen numerous Tusk picks over the past couple of days of Dota Pit since it started. And AoE disruption, one way to avoid getting ganked by Spirit Breaker or relocate. You have that snowball, it's pretty solid. And Sigil, pretty good as well.
Jug is available, actually. They could have the...
Now the Centaur coming out.
Yeah. Well, we knew it needed to be something that got involved early, so...
That's
definitely liking this Centaur pick instead of, you know, like in this game where they had 2 cores that really need a lot of space, so... Instead, getting a Space Creator, they have this really strong 4-man squad, even the 3-man squad, and then they can relocate the Naga in, possibly, so... I'm really liking this draft from 4AC this game.
Yeah, this is a solid draft. Would you give the edge to 4AC just based on the draft alone in this game?
No, because I think NiP, they have a lot of... Sure, they have Tusk, but snowball potential. But,
oh, yes, there it is. I want more of that.
No,
Please keep them coming.
Once this Axe gets the blink, they really have... They can run at you like nothing else. I mean, they have the Tuskar who can snowball at you. They're going to have an Axe with a blink. And the Lycan with his shapeshift. So there's going to be a lot of potential in this mid game. And if 4ASC aren't prepared, you know, don't have maybe the numbers, it could get a bit tricky. Especially because this Naga's not going to be able to fight in the early game.
Well, the microcosm of the game. We'll see it early on here. We'll see which team gets off to the fast start. And again, all the marbles here for both of these squads. They don't want to go home early. A lot of high expectations for both of these teams to get to the Dota Pit group stages and compete at the top level. And we'll see if they can move forward here, which one. So, as we start the game, NiP, your Swedish squad, it'll be 8mother heading up to, I think, the top lane here on the Viper. Mid lane, it is going to be Era playing her Lycan mid. Down bottom, Aggro Trilane maybe. Coming out, Hanskin is your Tusk, Seal Kid is your Vengeful Spirit. And Jonas Van is going to be your Axe, and he'll round out the lineup. That'll be NiP.
Yeah, and I think with this little... They're just going to contest the bottom rune, I believe. I don't think this is actually an aggro tri-lane, but...
No.
Anyways, for 4 anchors and the Sea Captain, we're going to have Buugi playing the offlane Spirit Breaker, Nobber playing the Wisp. In the mid lane, we're going to have... Where is he? NiP on the Naga Siren. Playing the Centaur is going to be MATUMBAMAN. And last but not least, oh, they're all moving all over the place. Vaalix is going to be playing the support Bane.
Good work. That was tough, I know.
They were actually all moving all over the place.
They decided to play musical lanes. It looks like they understand what's happening in terms of...
Oh, it is going to be an
NiP's
aggro lane.
Yeah, they're looking like they want to put pressure here, and well, they're going to find Spirit Breaker. I'm not sure that's the one they wanted. They're going to have a dueling to deal with top with Vaalix as well as the Centaur. And the Nightmare Stomp combo, it's real. And as good as Viper might be and as tanky as he might be with magic resistance, he could easily get caught by a Nightmare Stomp combo.
Yep.
He's got to keep himself...
Definitely an easy kill if they can get that Nightmare off. You know, they probably need level 3, a little bit of harass on him, but after that point it's going to be an easy kill.
And this mid lane is not going to be easy for Aaron until he can get a couple levels and get his wolves up and ready to go. Seal Kid will stay nearby, I imagine, but I don't know how much Aaron's going to be able to accomplish here.
I'm actually surprised they put the Lycan mid instead of the Viper. I think Viper would have had a lot more success. It's a ranged hero. You can harass the Wisp. You can get CS. I mean, it's not going to be so easy to deny a Viper, but it's much easier to deny this Lycan.
Knowing Era, well, he's actually going to get ensnared. Now there's going to be the Tether. There goes the overcharge as well. The Tether slow the Spirits to the right click. That'll be first blood for NiP. And that's a big pickup. And again, we saw this. Oh, top lane maybe in trouble. Ice Shards, right click coming in. There's going to be the Nightmare on the Seal Kid, but it doesn't matter. 8mother right clicks too strong. Poison Touch going to work. Vaalix in trouble, and the Salve not going to work out in his favor. Magic Missile, can they get MATUMBAMAN? Body blocks from Hanskin. He can't get there in time, but the Snowball stuns him out. He's too tanky, I think, although they did a lot of damage to him. But
I think they could have gotten that kill. Why didn't... They could have snowballed all 3 of these heroes.
I think they would have been under the tower if that would happen. I don't know.
It would have been close, but I think Snowball, it moves so fast once you have a bunch of heroes in it.
Yeah, it does.
I think it would have gotten to him before getting under the tower.
I wanted to talk about this middle lane. It's a lot like
when
what
he
we
got
saw.
ensnare.
Yeah, I mean, this is no. That's not surprising to me. The thing is, it's just that Era has to be careful. We've seen how much damage this lane in general can do against solo laners. We saw it from Secret last season.
Yeah, I think Era got surprised actually by the point in ensnare. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think Secret did the exact same thing.
Yeah,
where they got ensnare at level 2 and then they just went for a kill. It does a surprising amount of damage, and you can dive the tower really hard with Naga. You have 8 armor.
And they're going to go again. Riptide already went. Tether slows up, and the Spirits are just going to get... And Era is having a rough time, and they need to reconsider their laning configuration here, I think.
It's a really rough lane for NiP Era specifically.
I mean, the IO already has a bottle, which you get first anyways. You save up, and then you get your bottle, and he's going to have boots right on top of that. Jonathan Fan is going to be in some trouble here. He's going to get body blocked by Buugi. Bash Lord. Ice Frog is with him. The counter helix box going as well. And he doesn't have Berserker's Call. Battle Hunger is going to go. Buugi in trouble. Brainsnap not doing that much damage. Counter helix procs need to be there, but Buugi is going to back away. He's playing the smart. Wave of Terror. I don't think he'll go down to the Battle Hunger. One more tick. He'll stay alive. And now actually, Jonathan Fan is staying alive. MATUMBAMAN's here as well. He has no mana for Stomp, and they're thinking about running back in for both squads. They can't really decide what to do. They're just saying, hey, how are you? I see you there. I see you're low health, but no. MATUMBAMAN double edge. Charge from Buugi. That does nothing.
Now that was
and they rotate
a bit worrisome if he had actually completed that.
8 Mothers mid, by the way. They've changed it up, and
yep.
This is a good. I think this is a good decision.
I feel like these should have been the starting lanes, though. But you know, they end up getting the lanes 2 kills later, unfortunately for Era. But now they have 8 Mother in the middle lane. Gonna fare a lot better up against this dual lane, but they can still kill this hero as well.
24 last hits, despite going down twice. Era is actually the CS leader. Kind of impressive. Hanskin and Vaalix gonna run right into each other. Ice Sigil's ready. He has Ice Shards. He's got Stonewall. He's got his entire kit ready. And Vaalix just says, "Listen, you're going to sleep. Good night, buddy. Let me just get in your way now." Yeah, don't even think about going for this. And it's really smart from Hanskin, or rather Vaalix, but unfortunately, nothing comes of it, really. Actually, they might go for the kill. Might actually turn poorly on Vaalix, but no, just some harass.
Both players just trying to get off as much body block as they possibly could. A little bit of a miscommunication, I think. Had 8 Mother continued onto that with Hanskin, they might have been able to actually get that kill, but starting to walk back towards the mid lane after the shards were cast, unable to get those poison attacks off. And now it looks like Wisp starting to do the stacks. Maybe just stacking so that he can clear them himself. It is something you can do on the Wisp.
The Centaur, too. The Centaur is a good target for those stacks.
Oh, yeah, Centaur can do it as well.
You can get the Blink Taker early on, and that's the thing. You don't have to maybe necessarily give Nymphy all the farm. I mean, if you're going to be playing with a Naga Star, you want to get your Centaur to a Blink as quickly as possible. Have them create as much space as possible, and one way to do that is stack up and have them double edge it. Stomp.
Yeah, and
oh man, MATUMBAMAN is low. Berserker's Call is still not there. Battle Hunger, double edge. The Nightmare comes in, but it's too late. Vaalix now magic missiled up, and he's going to get chased down. Seal Kid juggles the Nightmare. Jonathan Fan is in some trouble, taking more right click damage. He has level 6. He's got Culling Blade already, but they've got to be careful. Nymphy, in the meantime, does get 8 Mother into the mid lane here, and they just destroy another hero.
Giving him the TP scroll so that he can actually just TP out of this.
Magic Missile, Hanskin coming in. Ice Shards are available. You have the usage of that Snowball as well, but MATUMBAMAN says no. The Stomp comes through, and really nice play from Hanskin.
I mean,
for Seal Kid.
This Naga's going to have to do some serious work this game. I know he's 3-0 right now, but not really the best CS, only sitting at 34.
But look
40
at his
CS on the Lycan.
His gold is up there. He doesn't need to go for the bottle either because they have the IO. And now 8 Mother getting caught again with an ensnare. He wants to get this IO, and he can't get it done. It's just too much damage, actually. Snowball is going to come through, looking for the IO, not going to find him, only finds the illusion. Hanskin, he's alone. He's just going to maybe just feed himself. The Ice Sigil is going to fly through. The ensnare, they're diving. Nymphy's here alone. He can get this kill. Riptide up in 1, but he doesn't have the mana. Stick charge from Hanskin, baiting in the Naga even further. Now there's going to be the Ice Shards. There's the shapeshift from Era, and Nymphy is in some trouble. No mana for his usage of that Song of the Siren. Mirror images get blown up immediately. And that's Naga dead for 30 seconds. Finally, they get revenge. They say, screw it, we finally kill this Naga. We don't want the IO, we want the damn Naga, but maybe we'll get the IO instead. Tethers to the creep, but he's still going to die to the wolves, and Era gets a double kill. And they're turning it around. Down bottom, well, they at least lose the Axe here as 4 AC. Rotate 3 heroes in, and that's a 2-for-1 trade in the end, but across the map.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And honestly, these lanes are not going so well for 4ASC. If we look at the CS charts, NiP having the top 2 CSers in the Axe and the Lycan. The mid lane did go very well for the Naga Siren, sitting at 4 and 1. So Naga is having a very strong game, but I mean, if we look at MATUMBAMAN, he is struggling mightily this game. 8 minutes in the game, does not even have the Tranquil Boots. His Blink Dagger is gonna be not in an ideal timing.
Luckily, they do have the stacks coming out, so he can catch up, but it's a lot like what Jonas and Fan had in that last game on that Side Hunter. Sort of a role reversal coming out between the two players. And, well, that's the problem. This Naga is going to have to do some heavy lifting, and 2,000 gold, obviously the depth doesn't help, but without needing the bottle, you can get to that relic very early on. And actually, NiP is going to be taking this stack. With Overcharge and Riptide and Mirror Images, it might not be impossible, and it's kind of difficult to deal with, but they seem to be having an okay time going at it. And yeah, Neighbor is just healing him up like crazy.
Smoke gank from NiP, looks like it's just going to be for the Roche attempt. Maybe they'll create some space with these other 2 heroes, or they're just scouting, possibly.
So forget what I said about giving MATUMBAMAN the stacks. Screw it, they give it to NiP. They know where their bread and butter is.
I mean, that's good, but I think it honestly would have been better served onto MATUMBAMAN just because of how far behind he is. And sure, Centaur is pretty good in the late game, but he really thrives in that mid game. Once he gets that Blink Dagger in, it's going to be a very, very late timing.
Era soloing Roche at this point. Smoke on the other side of the map with Buugi and Vaalix. They're going to head towards the top lane, and they're looking for Jonas and Fan, who, by the way, very tanky. Went for the Vanguard. A smart choice because he can initiate with Snowball, and he can also get it later. Roche is going to go down, relocate top lane, and now they're going to show everything here on this Axe. And Counter Helix is going to go in. He Berserker calls. Can he get any of these heroes? No Counter Helix procs going his way. He's still alive, but does go down in the end. Snowball coming in, and here comes Air. But the song, they're going to reset the fight. And NiP's going to back the hell out. They get the relocate gone, and NiP is pretty slow. Even with just brown boots, he's getting ice sigiled up here, and they're still chasing. How far will they go? There's the Wolves. They're going to chase him down into the secret shop, and NiP in some trouble, but there's the tether. And now you're in too deep for Era. He does have the Aegis. Now they jump in. They blow up Hanskin, who got a little too far in. Era with the Aegis. It's about to be expended. They're going too far deep. They got to back up. Seal Kid.
He's going to get the Wisp.
Yeah, there's going to be the IO. Actually going down, but it doesn't matter. Seal Kid's getting absolutely owned right now by about 4 heroes. They're ganging up on him. Boogie is in trouble now, but Era's man fighting. MATUMBAMAN gets the stomp off. 8 Mother chasing after him. NiP, can he get anything here? The Wolves chasing after. There's the mirror images. They're going to try to body block. Oh, NiP with the plays, but now he actually blocks himself in. There's the Berserker's call. He actually gave his life. The Culling Blade, and Era gets the kill. No Culling Blade to secure it, but they stop the Naga Siren from farming. She stays at 2.7k gold. No relic for you just yet, Naga.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And at the end of the day, I think that was an even exchange, although NiP did lose the Aegis, so slight favor for 4ASC there. Although they are going to get this mid-tier 1 tower, so pretty good for NiP, I would say. Getting the tower, lose for the Aegis basically because they traded 3 for 3.
Top lane, Culling Blade comes in, just caught the tail end of that, and again, Centaur having a tough time, but they're turning it. Fiend's Grip, that long duration, long range Fiend's Grip, it's going to come in, and they relocate as well. Jonas and Fan is going to fall. That probably shouldn't have happened, but that's the bug with the Bane and the animation, so.
I mean, if you hover over Fiend's Grip and how far it is, it was a good 200-300 units away from that circle.
It's something to do with, obviously, I mean, I'm sure you know, but casting the animation, yeah, well, all right.
It was just... That one doesn't make any sense, though, because he TP'd in and then casted Fiend's Grip. Like,
yeah, I think shift clicked it. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but regardless.
Oh, well. Anyways, NiP at the same time, you know, X does fall, but he gets that 1 kill and then starts pressuring this bottom lane, so it's going to be an X 1-for-1 trade, and they're going to secure this bottom tower.
NiP seem to thrive on this timing of pushing in towers and trying to fight early on in the game and making sure that the late game doesn't come online for 4ASC. They got away from it in game number 2, and game number 3 they're right back to it. But again, this is a bit more difficult. They have a Naga Siren who's very close to a relic. And this game could get dicey at some point in time. Although NiP are having a fantastic time. You talk about the Blink Deck with MATUMBAMAN, it's still pretty far away.
Yep, up to 700 gold, so
is under
No, maybe
attack.
we'll see it at about 17 minutes if everything goes according to plan.
Jonathan Fan getting pretty close to his Blink Dagger. Well, still about 1,000 gold, but
He's probably going to have Vanguard blink before MATUMBAMAN even has just a blink.
with the way they're taking towers, I'd say probably, yeah.
And NiP just continue to pressure these towers. There is going to be a sleep into charge onto Era.
Relocate, there's the Fiend's grip up, and Era's in some trouble here. But the snowball comes in beautifully from Hanskin. They're going to turn it around, but there's the stomp. Maybe double edge. Era try to get away. Shapeshift not enough. They take down the IO. Walrus punch, but MATUMBAMAN getting right click down. Ape Mother is just hitting people from the back lines, but now getting bashed up. The Nightmare is actually going to keep MATUMBAMAN alive. He finally does go down. Now the song. They definitely want these 2 kills. Ape Mother and Seal Kid in some trouble. He's going to buy his headdress. Cannot buy the mech just yet. Swap out. Seal Kid trying to stay alive. No such luck. Ape Mother about 1 right click away from death. But the Sigil is doing so much work from Hanskin. Oh my god. Ape Mother, well,
TP out?
he's not going to make it.
That's the only way that he lives. So
No, he's getting charged. He's Dunzo, McDunzo, Ape Mother. Good effort. Hanskin, especially with that Sigil, going to work. But all the meanwhile, space created for Jonathan Fan. They're not going to get a tower bottom. They're going to get a top instead, and it's just a tier 1 at least.
I mean, on first glance, it would look like...
Oh, the courier! The courier! Oh, Jonathan Fan! He's so close. He doesn't have a blink. Oh, that had the relic on it, too.
Why didn't he Culling Blade?
Oh, man.
It works on
Jonathan Fan.
couriers.
He's sick. That's unfortunate. I'd be puking.
He
Vaalix.
probably didn't notice it and just attacked it, and then was like, oh no, I could have Culling Bladed it. That's pretty unfortunate. They would have been able to deny the relic coming to the Naga. I think it's still okay. Like I was saying, on first glance, it would look like, oh, that's a complete disaster for NiP, but if you really think about it, they got a lot of damage onto this tier 2 tower. Axe gets time to get his Blink Dagger, that's flying to him, and this next 5v5 engagement is going to be pretty difficult for SC.
Even with the Radiance, it's still tough.
That's
again,
a 14-minute Radiance, though.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. Again, no bottle, though. That's the difference maker. Buugi getting chased down. Has Mask of Madness, and he's starting to get some farm in his own right. He's about 4th or 5th on the net worth chart. Speaking of net worth, 4,000 net worth lead for NiP, and an experience lead of about 500. The experience lead, pretty much negligible, but everything else, it's pretty solid. Hanskin, do they see Nymphy here? Era's nearby as well. They're going to try to snowball this. IO Tether. Swap comes in. They get MATUMBAMAN. Stampede. Ice Shards. Walrus Punch. Keeping him locked in place. The stomp goes. Now the shapeshift for Era. And he's just going to right-click MATUMBAMAN down as quickly as possible. No, he gets Nightmare, but he takes it off with a Wolf. Now the Fiend's Grip is going to go. But the snowball from Hanskin. Beautifully timed. 3 down now for 4ASC. NiP diving the tower. They might get all 5 here if they're lucky. Here comes Jonathan Fan. Another call. Jams it in. Triple kill for your Axe player. He didn't like his Tide play last game. He is coming back with a vengeance here on this Axe, and they're going to go straight up to the high ground. Shades of game 1 coming out. Same situation, different heroes, and they're looking to put pressure on this tier 3 tower.
I'm not too sure why Buugi has a Mask of Madness on the Spear Breaker. I'm sure Mask of Madness is a fine item on this hero, but not given the current game situation. He needs to start working on a BKB.
Yeah.
This Mask of Madness is not going to do anything in these teamfights.
You want an item, though, in between those 2 items. You want to at least have something, but
Maybe an
I see what you're
urn.
saying.
But
Yeah.
the problem with Mask of Madness, it's only good in these ganking situations or pickoff situations, not at what NiP is currently doing. So, alright, that is kind of interesting. What you can do with charge and tether, I never
Yeah.
knew that.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
So
You
to
have to
go
time
on a
it pretty
ride.
Hey, let me take your top lane out. Don't even worry about it. Listen, it's free of charge.
Yeah, NiP doing a really good job using their timings in both of these games that they've been on dire. First with the Dro strat, now with the Lycan.
Necrobook 3 already done for the Lycan. He's smoked up. They're going to find Vaalix here with the Wolves, and unfortunately for Era, that's not the hero he wants to go on. He's going to get Nightmare. Fiend's Grip is down for 10. On the other side of things, Song goes, and Hanskin was looking for Nymphy. Wave of Tear, slow with the Ice Sigil. This Ice Sigil is just obliterating Nymphy in his movement speed, but actually, good Stampede. Well timed for MATUMBAMAN to get away from that, but there's the Blade Mail. Blink, Berserker's Call, Counter Helix is up to relocate out, and it's too late. Double jam, you're not moving anywhere, says Jonathan Fan. Oh my.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
This man's heating up. Mega kill streak coming out. And NiP, they're feeling themselves right now. Top lane, TPN, Buugi, he's hightailing it out. Yeah, that snowball's not going to hit. Too far away. can't catch, and Buugi will just jump away with his Mask of Madness pop. Empowering Haste not used.
NiP gonna pressure this mid tier 2 tower.
Necro's ready for an arrow. There it goes.
I imagine they're gonna start looking towards Roshan before they go for another high ground siege.
The tier 2 gone. One tier 2 left in the map. Guess what? NiP have every single one of their towers. Yep. And it's almost like when you go back to TI4 and that style of play where you're just knocking down towers, the Vici gaming style, it's working here for NiP. To be fair, though, they have a Naga, and they just can't... It's tough to be able to fight with a Naga and give away all of your towers like this, so...
Yeah, I mean, Naga's one of the better heroes when you lose all of your towers, but not when you lose a set of Rex. It's, what was it, 15 minutes? 16 minutes?
Yeah, that
yeah, I mean,
ridiculous.
Naga has her limits, even with the Radiance.
Yeah. She ain't no deuce, though.
Really good TP from Sealkid, barely getting that off before the charge came.
And honestly, it looked like NiP were flustered last game. This game, they know exactly what they want to accomplish, and every single play they make feels so calculated.
Yeah, they definitely feel very comfortable in these push strats.
Yeah.
Giannis and Pan in some trouble.
Relocate, maybe? Yeah, they bring him in, and actually they're going to Fiend's Grip him in. And probably for the best, this is going to be a kill, and they desperately need it. That's a mega kill spree going to Buugi. They probably would have liked to give that to NiP, but
look how much damage he did to the Naga during that. With the Blade Mail active. Did nearly half of his life before getting healed up from the Wisp.
Because of the Fiend's Grip either.
Yep.
MATUMBAMAN is barely living. I don't know what happened there, but, well, that's his blink done. And at least it's about 19 minutes. We thought 20, but...
Yeah, and there's no contesting this Roshan that's going to come out from NiP since they have this bottom Rax constantly applying pressure and forcing Fourier C back. After this Roshan, I expect NiP to go towards the top lane, push that last remaining outer tower, and then start looking towards the base. Probably the easiest Rax to get would be the top lane at this point, since they already have the bottom lane Rax. It's going to force Fourier C to decide, do we want to defend the bottom lane or let it start damaging our tier 4 towers, or do we just fight at the tier 3 top?
Keep them spread out, starve them essentially.
Yep.
That's the best possible option. Yeah, Hansken's getting charged. There's a couple of heroes up here in the top lane. They see him. Buugi jumping in, but MATUMBAMAN stop. But look at all these TPs coming in from NiP. Leave no man behind, they say. And Snowball and the swap. MATUMBAMAN, good effort, but you're going to get Walrus punched. And they deny the tower. You have to make those plays in order to get back into the game, but every time you lose those ganks, it just gets worse and worse. Buugi's still alive. The counter helix didn't really proc enough for them to get the kill, and obviously no Culling Blade to follow. And Nymphy is split pushing.
I mean, there's nothing left. There's nothing else he can do right now, and NiP gonna pressure the top lane. This should be an easy tier 2 grab. Doubt Fourier C are gonna defend this one. The defense is going to be at the tier 3 base tower, but I mean, we see this Naga, but there's not really anything to combo it with in this early game. Like, you can't...
Like a THG, for example?
There's like the THG that we saw earlier today. There's no team fighting hero that you're comboing into. Sure, you might be able to get a Centaur stun, but...
Yeah, like, well, there's no follow-up here. You're just gonna... All you're gonna do is stave off. Yeah, delaying essentially what seems to be the inevitable. Maybe not, though. Jump in, Stomp comes through. Boogie's gonna charge it for the backside. The Sealkid, but there's the Snowball. Fiend's Grip onto Arrow. That's big, but he does have an Aegis. Snowball connects on the backside onto MATUMBAMAN. He's trying to chase himself away, but Sealkid getting low as well. Buugi going onto Sealkid, gets one. Hans getting in trouble. He's going to fall as well to Buugi, it looks like. Now Jonas and Fan comes in. He's ready to fight. On the other side, 8 Mother going to work. MATUMBAMAN getting kited down. There's the Culling Blade. A couple heroes dead. Buybacks included coming through from the Bane. Buugi now on the... He's just on the run, and the Culling Blade is going to come. It's a bit too early for Jonas and Fan, but he gets the double kill regardless with the counter helix proc, and that is going to be your top lane of Rax gone. Buyback status, what happened there? Let's see who bought back. Looks like 2 heroes, both the Bane and the Spirit Breaker. Spirit Breaker just bought back, charging through. He wants to try to defend this as best as possible. Go to the last limb. Era is going to fall. That is no Aegis on top of him. Jonas and Fan is going to jump in. He pops the Berserker's Call, counter helix. The mech goes as well. 8 Mother just had that off cooldown, and now it doesn't matter. It's too late. They will lose their axe. 8 Mother getting caught out as well, but they're just trying to TP home and stay alive. They're just trying to stop the bleeding here.
And that's 2 Jerax at 22 minutes. Pretty much game over at this point.
Oh, they're going to relocate on top of 8mother. They'll find him, but...
Wait! Oh, he canceled the charge for some reason, but it's not going to matter.
Spirits?
Wait.
Maybe it will.
Is he going to live?
One spirit. There it goes.
Right,
they get the kill with the IO. Now, actually, Seal Kid's getting jumped on. Stomp, double edge, boom.
Valiant attempt by Seal Kid swapping out his carry, but gonna get him in the end using that Stampede. And like I said, 2 Jerax at 20 before 25 minutes. I mean, it's probably, if it's happened, if a team has come back from this sort of deficit, it's maybe happened one time.
No, it's been a couple times. I can remember. Again,
2
this was
Jerax at 20 minutes?
well, maybe not 20. I don't remember exactly what time, but 2 Jerax for sure. Ensnare, Riptide, Ice Shards. Era is dead. Actually, they're starting to turn this now, but there's the Walrus Punch and the Culling Blade. That does get the kill up onto MATUMBAMAN. They're going to get another one. Naga is too low. Buugi is just trying to get out with his life, but he actually might make it. Berserker's Call just came off from Jonas fan, and Io has to head back home.
Viper now finishing up the Aghanim Scepter, going to be able to spam that out on all these heroes. Probably not the Naga, because it's going to be difficult to find the real one, but going to be there's a lot of good melee targets here to kite around with the Spirit Breaker as well as the Centaur. Axe also finishing his own Aghanim Scepter, getting that nice... Oh, he's not level 16 yet, but it's going to soon to be a 625 HP threshold.
Let's just check out the HP on some of these heroes. All right.
For some of these heroes, you only need to do 300 damage to get into that
300
threshold.
damage. I don't know the HP pool yet of the Centaur. Spirit Breaker's 1400, so we need to do a bit more, obviously. 1400 for the Spirit Breaker as well. Io's 900, Bane's 900, Naga's 1400, so... Yeah. The supports essentially will die quickly. It'll take a bit more for the cores.
That is for certain. And I mean, what do you do at this point if you're 4 ASC?
You have to just hold on to the hope that NiP can take this game somehow 1v5 if necessary. Meanwhile, Buugi is just going on to Era, but this is not your... that almost feels like... I mean, he's just going without his team there and running rampant.
I sort of feel like even if you survive into this late game phase, we talked about it before, it doesn't feel like these heroes complement Naga Siren at all.
Blink Stomp, and then maybe your Naga just right-clicks, I don't know, Riptide.
I guess so.
The whole goal, I think, for this lineup was to lock down the Lycan, but they forgot about all the other heroes, and Axe is just putting in work. I mean, that's another Culling Blade coming out. And 13, 5, and 2. The opposite stat line that we saw coming out in that last game for the Tidehunter play from Jonas fan. He redeemed himself by far.
He most certainly has.
Game's not over yet, but he is certainly doing an amazing job.
Yep.
And NiP are moments away from continuing on here in the qualifiers. And, well, for ASC, they put up a valiant effort, but it's certainly not over yet. They've got to try their best to at least push these lanes out. Get Naga a Heart of Trask, as she already has her Manta style. I mean, NiP's getting farmed. Well, now Jonas fan's going to come in. There's the song going through. They're going to tether away, but that's song now on cooldown. And look at this, Era going mid, but Double Edge comes in, swap out. Magic Missile's going to fly, Viper Strike. Era has Shapeshift in 11, but it's too far. Buugi charging in. Era may be in trouble. The right click coming in from him as he uses the Nether Blast as well. Nether Strike, excuse me. Buugi still going to work. No bashes there. He gets right clicked down by 8mother. He's the only casualty so far for 4 ASC. As the rest of NiP are going to regroup, they're going to wait for Hanskin to get here in the mid lane. They're all healed up. The mech came through, the bottle as well, the urn. They've got plenty of healing potential. The Wolves, the summons are gone for 66 seconds, but they can still take this tower with how Jonas fan is going to do his best to get up to the front line and try to maybe jump in when he sees an opening. Radiance Burn is doing a pretty good job of that. MATUMBAMAN now, however, jumping in. There's the Snowball Walrus Punch. MATUMBAMAN, Viper stricken. No, that's going to be Vaalix, but Era going toe-to-toe, and Era's getting low. He is going to fall. Buyback coming in from the IO. Jonas fan, Culling Blade one. NiP, can he get the other one? Culling Blade doesn't even have the mana. He doesn't, but NiP's still getting low, and he's going to get Walrus punched in the air. That's another way you can die, just by falling down to the earth at meteor-like speed. NiP buys back, one of the last alive, but MATUMBAMAN has to as well. And 8mother and the rest of the squad maybe decide to buy or to just back away here. They're getting low. But Jonas Van, he will not take no for an answer. He'll get the kill. It's actually the ultra kill coming out from Mother with his corrosive skin and poison touch. MATUMBAMAN about to go down. Hanskin right-clicking Buugi, defending with all that he's got for ASC. They are not throwing in the towel. They will not go down lightly. And at this point, they defend this last set of racks, barely holding on to everything they got.
I mean, that was a dieback from Naga, so...
Yeah.
Towers are getting pressured by these creeps. They can't defend these super creeps coming out. Spirit Breaker desperately trying to clear out these waves. He does have really good items, actually, to push out these waves with the AC as well as the Mask of Madness, so...
Giannis Van just runs right down the mid lane, was thinking about going even further, but... Well, the rack's now under fire from an axe. 20 hacks from the Axe of Axe, indeed. He has this Crimson Guard. 8 Mother comes in as well, the Viper Strike. On to Vaalix. Oh, that damage, though. Overcharge is going to keep him fighting fit. Fiend's Grip is up in 10. Calling Blade ready to go. Blank Berserker's Call. And actually is following Buugi. There's going to be... They really want this IO. They're chasing him to the ends of the earth, and they just blow up that poor ball of energy, but blood squirted out everywhere. And the double from Giannis and Fan. This guy is on a tear, and, well, GG is finally called. NiP, they stay alive with beautiful push strats in both the first and third game. Giannis and Fan redeems himself. 8 Mother as well. In that second game, a bit disastrous, and 4AC played a fantastic game with MATUMBAMAN Slark. However, the third game, it got out of hand quick, and unfortunately, they could not bring it back. 4AC, their road to Dota